Hello and welcome to Mad About Sports for yet another live stream today. And good evening to all of you as we are here back again to talk about India versus England. And the good news is India have won this game by a comprehensive 106 runs. But before we get into today's video, do not forget to check our course on cricket analytics with Mad About Sports if you're an aspiring analyst or if you want to make a career in the sports industry. Get into our Mad About Sports site through our link and check the course out. It's a 5-day crash course on cricket analytics, and this could be a kickstart to your dream career working with your favorite IPL team or with your favorite sporting franchise. So, without further ado, click on the link in the description and check it out. So let's get into today's video, right? The live stream. Once again, I welcome all of you who are here. Well, good evening, Srinivas. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, let's talk about India versus England. At the end of the day, it's been emotional and roller coaster kind of a series, right? We've sat here and had different opinions on different days. We've been here talking about what could India do better, where is India's game heading to at the end of the day. So it's been a very interesting series for all these matters, and we're going to be talking about it in depth as to how did India fare up. We'll be looking at the scorecard, how Yashasvi Jaiswal's 200 was great, Justin Bumrah's spell. Uh, Ashwin missing out on 500 wickets and whatnot. I mean, let's look at a review of everything, right? And we'll talk about in detail. And what can India do coming, come the next test match? Because there are a few things which India would want to make a few tweaks in, and that's also considering the fact that remember that there will be few players who India would want to back, want back, likes of KL Rahul or Virat Kohli, Ravindra Jadeja. These players will be back. But let's look at the scorecard to start out with. Now, this was England's first innings score. We did discuss about it in the last stream as well about England getting all for 253. After that, I think the game turned around here in the third innings of India, where India was able to give them a decent amount. Though when England came to bat in their first innings, Bumrah's spell was the game changer, but that 100 from Shubman Gill, right, was a match-winning 100 in my opinion, because what you saw was a batting order collapsing in front of him. India was 30 for 2. Remember, James Anderson was on a roll. And Shubman Gill was saved by the barest of margins when he got that inside edge of Hartley. That could have gone anywhere. Now, at the end of the day, what happens is for a lot of players, you need a little bit of fraction of luck, as you call it. Now, for Shubman Gill as well, you really want to say that he needed that fraction of luck. Maybe that is what has really helped him. The commentary as well, Ravi Shastri and even Murli Karthik was saying, alluding to the fact that maybe at times that helps you with confidence, and not just that. There's nothing. Shubman Gill on the field in that India's first innings of bowling was really good. I mean, he was able to cup in a couple of catches, and he really looked confident there. So these kind of mental things really matter when it comes to performing well with the bat as well. He came out batting. I think this was his best test 100 compared to 300s he's gotten. Was his best considering the situation he was in. Team situation, I still remember 30 for 3 with a lead of close to 170 odd. You can say that that game could have gone anywhere. India could have collapsed there with that spell Jimmy Anderson was on it. Anything could have happened because remember, our debutant Rajat Patita was supposed to walk in right after that. And he also survived a close LBW shot from Jimmy Anderson as well, where it was umpire's call. So after that, he never looked back. He had a sublime innings. He looked good to bring that 100 with a six, just like Yashasvi did. I mean, that speaks confidence. I mean, he just wanted to get there, and the way in which he got it, lovely from Shubman Gill. That innings will remember for a long time. I think that has really helped him to keep his place in the 11 for the next test match for sure. And I hope he continues that form because remember, he's a confidence player at the end of the day. He likes to play confidence. He's a player when he's at utmost confidence. He can turn games around. And at this point, he had a decent game. You can say he looked good. He looked extremely good. In that 100 runs he scored, 104 runs he scored, and he was a difference ultimately. If you look at the winning margin and England now winning the match and India winning the game, because we talk about Justin Bumrah's spell, it's just was 200, but this 100 in the third innings when India just scored 255, this was very important. And the 100-run partnership between Akshar Patel and Shubman Gill was imperious. I mean, that was totally the most important partnership of the entire game, in my opinion, because that really gave India the momentum, the shift, and helped India to reach that 400-run mark, especially to set a target. So So that's extremely important. And Ashwin towards the end as well was very important. But once again, India will be really looking at themselves and they'll ask you questions. Are we batting good enough in our second innings? Now remember, England once again batted well, though England did not win the match. England did score more runs than India in their batting second innings. So very important for India and to reflect back is India scoring runs in the second innings. Regardless of it being a third innings or the fourth innings, you will have to pile on runs. Now, India scored 255. It looked like a very good score. And come to England's batting, right? They got off to a very good start. With Ben Duckett batting the way he has done, he's given them good starts, but he's not got on to score big, right? So Ben Duckett and once again Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett really giving them the start last evening. That catch from Kona Bharat was really good to get that to anticipate and to go run forward and take that catch. When Ashwin was bowling, that really gave that confidence. And today morning, there was a good partnership between Rihan Ahmed and Zach Crawley as well. Uh, but once again, I think though baseball approach, you can question it at times, but it has really worked. Let's be honest. I mean, if any approach is going to work in India, I think it's this approach because that positive intent they have chosen is one of the reasons why they've taken the game this deep. That's one of the reasons why this game has got even closer. You felt even when Tom Hartley and Ben Folks were batting, you really felt the game wasn't really over, right? The game was still on. But then it again had to be the one man who came in and turned the game around. With Jasprit Bumrah picking up Johnny Bairstow's wicket. Ashwin, though he picked up Joe Root's wicket, Joe Root looked like he'll get out any moment. And Ashwin picking up also Oli Pop's wicket that quick reflex catch from Rohit Sharma one-handed that also gave momentum to India. But Jasprit Bumrah coming in and picking up wickets in the most important junctures was a constant in this test match. And I think that's where Rohit Sharma will be very blessed to have Jasprit Bumrah whenever he has played a game of cricket. Whenever he wanted, look, let it be Mumbai Indians or Team India, whenever he's wanted a wicket, he's always gone to one man. That is Jasprit Bumrah, regardless of the format. And it more often than not, he delivers, right? That's the kind of reputation with which Jasprit Bumrah comes into the the team with. I mean, he is the best bowler in the world without an iota of doubt, you can say. So best all format bowler who can come in and ball in any pitches. I mean, give him a dead track, give him a green top, a bouncy wicket, a swinging condition like England. He's picked up a five for everywhere he has played. I mean, that is his caliber, and that's where he operates in. And he's always got tricks up his sleeve. And the balls he balls, I mean, let's be honest, right? Ben Stokes gives the most apt reaction to some of the balls he has bowled. I mean, just be like, what has really happened? I mean, you don't even know what has happened. Ben Stokes really even acknowledged it. I think all the batters should start acknowledging Jasprit Bumrah because, I mean, that's how good he is. I mean, at this point, India are very blessed to have Jasprit Bumrah, the player. I think India have never been blessed with a fast ball of this caliber. You've had Kapil Devs, you've had Kapil Dev was a shift in generation. You wanted to have someone every Indian could look up to in fast ball. That was Kapil Dev for you. Then you had Zahir Khans, you had the likes of Venkatesh Prasad Javagal Sinha, but Jasprit Bumrah's caliber to win a test match on any ground in the world single-handedly is what sets him apart. I mean, it's always tough to get give him comparison to be the greatest ever Indian fast bowler, but I think now you have to put him in a pedestrian of the greats of Kapil Dev, Zahir Khan, and Jasprit Bumrah. I think he's in that level. He's achieved that stature to be called as the great, and I'm sure when if he ends his career today, though he might have just picked up just above 150 test wickets, you should give him that because what he has done in a very brief period in his test career is just amazing. Let's look at the best average in test among the bowlers who picked up 150 wickets, right? I mean, there were a lot of criticism initially for Chris Bumrah that he's been bowling in baller favorable conditions, ball in England, ball in South Africa, ball in Australia. He's picked the majority of his wickets there. But let's be honest, Indian conditions is not been a disappointment at all. Whenever India wanted to do well, you wanted to go to him and you wanted to look at just Bumrah, the player. I think Ravindranath Chaube says nice presentation. Thank you so much, Ravindranath. I hope you're having a good day as well. But coming back to Jasprit Bumrah, the bowler, someday when he calls it a day, you just look back into his career and you'd be grateful to have witnessed the start of Jasprit Bumrah. I think you'll have to give a big thank you to Mumbai Indians for unearthing a gem, but to Ravi Shastri for believing him in Test match format. Because remember, when Jasprit Bumrah was making that debut in Cape Town in 2018, a lot of pundits from across the world had wrote him off, saying that this guy will not succeed in Test format. he'll break his back, which eventually he did. But the fact of the matter is, the whole hue and cry was that he'll never be a successful bowler in the Test match format. But look at him right now. Look at the way he has really shaped things around. One day you'll go back and just say that thank you, Ravi Shastri, for believing in this guy, Bharat Arun for believing in this guy in the Test format, because he's a genuine Test match winner. Yes, we always knew Jasprit Bumrah, the death bowler, the white ball genius that he is, who can come in and turn the game around. But Jasprit Bumrah, the test bowler, is what sets him apart from all his compatriots in the modern day format. I mean, we talk about Kakis or Rabada, we talk about Shaheen Shah Afridi, Hazelwood, or Pat Cummins for that matter. But Jasprit Bumrah, in an all format combination, he's a cut above the rest. I mean, he can bowl any phase, any situation of the game. He'll put his art out, and the ball to finish the game off to Hartley was a clear cut example of what he is, what Jasprit Bumrah, the bowler, is, right? Now, I mean, to talk about Jasprit Bumrah, we can sit here and make a whole show on Jasprit Bumrah because that's how good he is. I mean, we are all blessed once again. As a lover of fast bowling and genuinely good fast bowling, I mean, it's been a good 2 weeks of good fast bowling on show. You saw Shamar Joseph in Australia, Jasprit Bumrah, James Anderson at the age of 41. I mean, it's just beautiful to see fast bowlers do well in conditions like this. But there are a few questions. Obviously, let's see what Rohit Sharma had to say because Rohit Sharma has gone on to say a few things. He said, this win will give us a lot of confidence. It's a young side, and to come back like that after losing the first test match is great. I want them to play freely without any pressure. I mean, good from Rohit Sharma's one of the biggest trait. I mean, we sat here and criticized Rohit Sharma, the captain, but I don't want one of the biggest trait, as I mentioned, I was really hoping that he does it, was he was proactive in this particular test match in the fourth innings, especially. He kept the ballers, he kept operating with the right ballers in the right situation. Even though he knew there was a partnership which was an offer, he did not switch off. Mentally, he was very switched on. I think that really showed, and the team was switched on. You saw that on the field, the electric energy the team brought in. Shreyas Iyer's run out was a clear cut example. I mean, Shreyas Iyer's batting can be put aside, but the run out from him was a match changing one and one of the best he has to pull out. I think he pulled out a very similar run out in 2017 against Australia when he was brought in as substitute fielder. Uh, Something of a very similar quality. I remember. I think yeah, this was imperious from Shreyas Iyer, the fielder. He picked up a brilliant catch in the first innings as well to dismiss Zach Crawley, but this was just very, very, very good from Shreyas Iyer to put that run out to Ben Stokes, because Ben Stokes could have been a serious issue. He can turn the game in 40 balls, right? That's the kind of reputation with which Ben Stokes bat, because if Ben Stokes has one partner, or he doesn't even need a really good a batter who can handle himself, Ben Stokes can do a job by his own, and you're always not done until and unless Ben Stokes is out. So that's how Ben Stokes is. So to get him out in the way he did, that was brilliant, and I think the team in itself had that energy going around, and that's exactly what you wanted to see from them in Hyderabad. And great that they perform like this in Vizag. Now, India obviously will be having that break now. Remember that India will be doing that. There's a good 10-day break before the next Test match, and this is a good time for India to relax and look at things from a different perspective, thinking that what can be India's next combination now. For a lot of reasons, you all know that next match is going to be played in Rajkot. It's one of the flatter decks in the country. I remember when in 2016, when India and England played that test match in Rajkot, it was a draw because it was very flat. You did not have a result in the 5 days. And Rajkot has always provided 500, 600 runs, even in domestic format. You have seen the likes of Ravindra Jadeja scored daddy hundreds and triple hundreds. You've seen the likes of Chiteshwar Pujara score big runs in that ground in Saurashtra. So I think, to be very honest, this is a very good opportunity for India to maybe look at how they want to shape up for the next match, maybe add in a little bit of variety. I think if Ravindra Jadeja is back, it's not a bad option to try Kuldeep Yadav in that kind of a wicket, because I don't think a finger spinner will get a lot out of that wicket in Rajkot until unless you're preparing a rank turner. You want to prepare a pitch just for that, because usual Rajkot or Saurashtra wicket is a wicket which is going to be flat and which is going to have nothing at all for the bowlers, because it might look green on day one, day two, but it just tends out to play the best. And India will want to make a few calls, especially when it comes to Shreyas Iyer and when it comes to Shrikar Bharat as well. Let's look at a stat for wicket keepers, because Shrikar Bharat has done nothing wrong behind the wicket, but with the bat is something which is concerning, because India would want that extra 45, 50 runs to really be in safe zone time and time again, which Shikhar Bharat hasn't provided. He had an opportunity in Hyderabad, as I mentioned. India could have been 2-0 up in the series. He had an opportunity here once again with the bat. He's not really provided. If you look in world cricket right now, you need a wicketkeeper batter to contribute with the bat, and that's where the point of difference really well lies. And if you look at since Mahendra Singh Dhoni's retirement in 2015, only batter to have really done well, that's Rishabh Pant. There was no two ways about it. Rishabh Pant's stature in Test cricket had already reached a stage where he could have come into India's all-time Test team as a wicketkeeper batter, and that's where Rishabh Pant had reached. He scored 100 in England, South Africa, Australia. I mean, where not? I mean, wherever he's played, he scored 100 match-winning hundreds rather, and that's where Rishabh Pant, the player, really, really stands out as a player, as a wicketkeeper batter. And you've really been in search for a wicketkeeper batter to replace Rishabh Pant, which is not a possible task, right? Overnight, you cannot find another Rishabh Pant in the country, because Rishabh Pant is a generational cricketer, in my opinion. What he has done in a very short period of time, a lot of youngsters dream to be doing this as a wicketkeeper in the country. Now, who are India's options? Now, that's a very good point which we can talk about. India have Dhruv Jurel sitting on the wings. Uh, he's an impressive player. Remember, he's got something about him. He's X factor. He's decent behind the wickets. Pretty good behind the wickets. Let's not say decent. He's a proper wicket keeping batter. Can provide that X factor ability as a batter to go out there and change the game on his own. Really backs himself to play that aggressive brand of cricket which Rishabh did, or the likes of Ishan Kishan does. So I think it's not a bad option for India to try up Dhruv Jurel. But how does India shape up? Does KL Rahul come back? If KL Rahul is fit, he comes back into the team, is what I feel. And I think he comes back instead of Shreyas Iyer. And if Virat Kohli is back, I think KL Rahul and Virat Kohli forms number 4, number 5. And with Shubman Gill scoring that 100, he's seen as at number 3. And one other change I see is possibly Siraj coming in for Mukesh Kumar for sure. And also Dhruv Jurel for Kona Bharat. I know you don't want to make a lot of changes from a winning team, but if India have to really press the buttons and maybe press the accelerator and build up on the lead, build up on that, and build up on a series position they are in right now, and to gain all the momentum they have, and they have to really try to make the best or put out the best score on the wicket. I don't think Srikhar Bharat really gives that balance to India as a wicketkeeper batter, because of which even Akshar has to bat ahead of him. I don't think Akshar is a number 6 batter, though he's been able to contribute with the bat. But Akshar's contribution as a number 8 or number 7 is much more valuable than Akshar as a number 6, because as a number 6, his contribution becomes very mere. Now, if you talk about number 8 scoring 44 runs and a number 6 scoring 44 runs, there's a lot of difference in it. So I think Dhruv Jurel will give India that slight bit of impetus to maybe try out him as a wicketkeeper batter in the next test match, and KL Rahul at 5, and possibly Virat Kohli is back so that he can bat at number 4 as well. But another big thing, or for India will be really hoping that India would want Rohit Sharma to fire in the game in Rajkot. If Rohit Sharma starts scoring runs, then this batting attack looks even more potent, because right now Rohit Sharma hasn't really done anything in the last 8 innings. This year he is batted as a test batter. In South Africa, his highest score was 39, and that he has not done really anything great. And this highest score this year in 8 innings is just 39. So for Rohit Sharma, the batter, it's about time he realizes and starts playing like the way he's known to play in test format. And I think if Rohit Sharma starts scoring runs, I think half of the issues will be sorted as well, because that authoritative innings which Rohit Sharma can play and take the game away in an innings is something which you really want. And you know what Rohit Sharma can do. When Rohit Sharma gets going, he scores big. So that is an important facet which India needs in the third test match. You've got 10-day gap between this game and the next game. So a lot to think about. In a couple of days time, I believe India announced the squad for the next test match. And a lot of players can be considered as fit. We do not know about the availability of Mohammad Shami as well. Can Mohammad Shami be back for the 4th or the 5th test match? That's also going to be an important question which India will have to deal with. And also talking about the likes of Virat Kohli, as we all know, is out of the squad due to some family emergency and personal reasons. So he's not confirmed about his availability as per Rahul Dravid. As Rahul Dravid mentioned in the presser today that selectors will be making the call and he'll be communicating it to the selectors. So if Virat Kohli is coming back into the team, that's great news for Team India. Remember that he brings in that experience. He is Virat Kohli at the end of the day, right? that number 4, number 5, the small hole what you have now will be covered. Uh, England team will also feel that energy in the field shifts when there's Virat Kohli. There'll be a little bit of edginess to the battle which India will be taking out against England. The sledging you saw today and the other few days will be nullified with Virat Kohli around. It's going to be a much more interesting series when Virat Kohli is going to be back, and India needs Virat Kohli the batter now because England will look to exploit that middle order fragility which India is carrying at this point. Because remember, India's number 4, number 5 hasn't really scored a lot of runs except for KL Rahul's 83. It's been an easy middle order to break through and get into the tail for so far. So the top order has scored runs. Yashasvi Shubman has scored runs, but it's about time likes of KL, if he's going to be number 5, steps up, or when Virat Kohli comes, scores those runs, so that India isn't in any bad position. If you look back at 2016 series, when India was scoring those 605 runs, you had the likes of Virat Kohli scoring the majority of the chunk of the runs. Then you had likes of Chiteshwar Pujara scoring runs. You saw Karun Nair score a triple hundred in one of the test matches, in the 4th test match which was played in Chennai. You saw Ashwin and Jadeja score runs in that particular series, which really put India in a very good position to win against England there. And if you look, India's biggest strength in India has been India's lower order and the middle order, right? India has always scored runs in the last 7, 8 years with Virat Kohli, Rahane at times, likes of Pujara, likes of Jadeja, Ashwin, and that's been India's biggest strength. So India really want the middle order to step up and step on the gas and be like, okay, we're taking up the responsibility and we are going to score runs and help India to win. When it comes to bowling as well, you'd want Siraj. Hopefully, Siraj is back. Then Mukesh Kumar's inclusion just look a little questionable because he not really do anything much except picking up Shoaib Bashir's wicket in the second innings, and he looked like an easy target for them because his pace is not something which is X factor. He's not got that X factor like what Siraj has when it comes to variations. So Mukesh Kumar was an easy target. You could have possibly gone with another spinner if India wanted, but India chose to go in with proper 3 spinners and 2 pacers. If India only wants to play 4 bowlers, that is, India can look to bring in someone like a Sarfaraz Khan for the next test match as well. So this is another option. India has to strengthen the batting, but I don't think India should go that way. India should still look to add on to what they have. So that is to bring in a Siraj instead of Mukesh. That's a direct swap. And maybe to add on to batting, you can bring in a Dhruv Jurel instead of Kona Bharat, in my opinion, because Kona Bharat's keeping is excellent. There's no two ways about it, but his batting doesn't really give India that confidence in the lower order, and that's a slight bit of fragility which India would want to cement out before the start of the next test match. And you don't want to go into the 4th test match being 2-1 down. You want to go to the 4th test match being 2-1 up in the series, and you know that even if you lose a 4th test match, you can go into a decider. So you don't want to go with that mindset of being 2-1 down and with that defeatist mindset of you might lose a series in the 4th test match. That's going to be bad. So 3rd test match is very, very important for India in that regard, to win the game and to go to the 4th test match with a very high uplift mindset, because I think the 4th test match is going to be played in Dharamshala, if I'm not wrong, or the 5th test match. I think the 4th test match is going to be played in Dharamshala. So, though it's probably going to play in Jharkhand, the 5th test match in Dharamshala, because in Dharamshala you still would give England that slight bit of edge if the conditions are going to be anything like what you expect in Dharamshala, where the ball is going to nip around, early morning moisture. Anderson, Ollie Robinson will be a handful in those conditions, and India will be put under a lot of trouble. So you don't want to give that extra bit of chance to England to come back or to take a lead in the 5th test match. So the best opportunity for India is the next 2 test matches, to win in Rajkot and to win in Jharkhand, and then look forward into the 5th test match having already won the series. And that's exactly how India would want to operate. I think that's about from us for tonight. Great to be talking about this test match in detail. Obviously, it's a big day as India has won this game and India is going into the 3rd test match 1-1. After the disappointment they had in the Hyderabad test match, I think India will be feeling a lot better today. And India will be feeling like, yeah, we can go out there now, clinch on from here on with a lot of players coming back into the team as well. I'd like to remind you all once again to check out our course on cricket analytics with Mad About Sports. If you're new here, check that out and click on the link in the description and maybe kickstart your career in sports with Mad About Sports, where you can get ample of opportunities and you could be having the first step into a career where you always dreamt about, working with your favorite IPL team, working with your favorite sporting franchise. The link is down in the description for the cricket analytics course. Check that out. And also reminding you all to subscribe to this channel and also click the bell icon, so the next time we post a video, you'll all be knowing that we are here. Thank you, speaker and man. Yeah, thank you, Srinivas. Have a Good time, all of you, and we'll see you all very soon with a lot more news because the cricket action is on. The SA20 is coming to an end, so we'll hopefully cover that, and also talking about the next matches, the international matches. Not a lot of international matches. New Zealand is playing South Africa. Hopefully, we'll cover that as well. There's a lot of debate in that series, anyways. That there was a lot of controversy regarding the squads way before the series has begun. Now New Zealand is really toying with South Africa. That's the news what we have. Have a good time, all of you, and see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.